What happens when a public figure's child is mocked by someone who should know better? You won't believe how Barron Trump handled this shocking situation. If you're intrigued, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a story like this. It all started at a high-profile public event, buzzing with reporters, cameras, and onlookers. Among the crowd was a journalist known for her bold, often divisive remarks, a self-proclaimed liberal with a reputation for stirring controversy. She had made a career out of making headlines, but on this day, she decided to shift her attention to someone unexpected, a young teenager who had done nothing to deserve the spotlight. Her target? Barron Trump, the son of one of the most talked-about public figures in the world. With cameras rolling and a crowd watching, she made a comment aimed at mocking him, a remark meant to belittle and provoke. At first, people were stunned, unsure of how he'd react. This wasn't just another political jab. It felt personal, and it instantly caught everyone's attention. All eyes were now on Barron, waiting to see how he'd handle the humiliation. As the event continued, the journalist, standing with a group of reporters, raised her voice to ensure she'd be heard. With a smug tone and a sharp smirk, she made a snide remark aimed directly at Barron. "Guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree," she quipped, her words dripping with sarcasm. It wasn't just a casual comment. It was meant to ridicule, to draw attention, and maybe even provoke a reaction. For a moment, there was silence. The crowd, filled with guests and media professionals, froze. Some exchanged uncomfortable glances, unsure how to react. A few even chuckled nervously, not knowing whether to laugh or stay quiet. But the tension was undeniable. The air felt heavy, as if everyone knew a line had been crossed. The spotlight, which moments ago had been on the event itself, shifted entirely to Barron. Everyone waited, curious and maybe even a little skeptical, wondering how this teenager would handle such an unexpected and public insult. The journalist, meanwhile, stood there confidently, as if she'd already won. Little did she know, she was about to be proven wrong in a way she would never forget. As the journalist's words hung in the air, all eyes turned to Barron. Most expected him to stumble, get upset, or maybe even lash out. But instead, something remarkable happened. Barron stood there, his expression calm and composed. He didn't flinch, didn't show an ounce of anger or embarrassment. After a brief pause, he looked directly at the journalist and said in a steady and confident voice, "It's easy to mock someone when you don't know them, but respect isn't about who you are. It's about how you treat others." His words weren't loud, but they carried a weight that silenced the entire room. The journalist's smug expression faded instantly. The crowd, still frozen in shock, began to murmur quietly. And then, unexpectedly, a few people started to clap. The applause grew louder, and soon the entire room was filled with it. People weren't just clapping for Barron's words. They were applauding his poise, his ability to stand tall in the face of disrespect. In that moment, the journalist looked visibly uncomfortable. Her confidence had crumbled, and she was left speechless. The very crowd she had tried to entertain with her insult was now celebrating the grace and maturity of the young man she had mocked. Barron didn't say anything more. He simply gave a polite nod, turned, and walked away, leaving behind a lesson everyone present would remember for a long time. The journalist stood there, visibly shaken by Barron's calm yet powerful response. Her smirk disappeared, replaced by an uneasy expression. For a moment she tried to laugh it off, as if it hadn't bothered her. But the crowd's reaction made it impossible to ignore the shift in the room's energy. The applause that had erupted for Barron was loud and sustained, a clear signal that the audience was on his side. Some people even began to murmur comments like, "He handled that better than most adults would," and "What a class act." Meanwhile, the journalist found herself on the receiving end of disapproving looks from the same crowd she had tried to entertain. A few individuals subtly distanced themselves from her, not wanting to be associated with her behavior. The ripple effects were immediate. Within hours, the moment began trending on social media, with videos of Barron's response going viral. People from all walks of life praised his maturity and grace under pressure. Headlines like, "Barron Trump shuts down mockery with class," and "A teenager teaches us all a lesson in respect" dominated news sites and discussions online. As for the journalist, the backlash was swift. Public figures and viewers alike criticized her behavior, calling it unprofessional and unkind. Under mounting pressure, she eventually issued a public apology, stating that her comment was inappropriate and regrettable. But the damage to her reputation had already been done. The world had seen her disrespect, and, more importantly, witnessed how Barron turned it into a moment of inspiration. Barron's response didn't just silence his critic, it sparked a larger conversation about respect, grace, and the importance of handling negativity with dignity. It became a defining moment, not just for him, but for everyone who watched it unfold. In the end, this story isn't just about a public incident. It's about the timeless lesson that rising above negativity can be far more powerful than fighting back with anger. Barron Trump, a young man with the world watching, showed us that dignity and grace are qualities that truly set us apart in difficult moments. When faced with disrespect, it's easy to react impulsively, to lash out or seek revenge. But the way Barron handled the situation teaches us that sometimes the most effective response is silence, composure, and words that cut through the tension with respect and wisdom. This moment serves as a reminder. No matter who we are, or how others treat us, we can choose how we respond. And in doing so, we often have the power to inspire others, change minds, and even shift the course of a conversation. Barron's quiet strength spoke volumes, and it's a powerful lesson for all of us. What do you think about Barron's response? Do you believe that staying calm in the face of disrespect is the best way to handle situations like these? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you found this story inspiring, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more incredible stories like this one. We've got plenty more coming your way.